It's sometimes said that the hearsay rule's exceptions often swallow the rule. A determined litigator will try any means available to get persuasive hearsay before a jury. But what constitutes too much trickery? One court considered that question in United States versus Hogan. Mark Carpenter piloted Barry Hogan's airplane to a deserted Mexican airstrip, where Mexican police arrested him with $15,000 cash. A truck parked near the airstrip held 6,000 pounds of marijuana. The next day, Carpenter made statements to Mexican authorities and United States Drug Enforcement Agency agents, implicating himself and brothers Barry and Mark Hogan in a drug-trafficking conspiracy. After more than 2 years in Mexican custody, Carpenter was returned to the United States, where he initially refused to testify before a grand jury, and then testified that neither he nor the Hogans trafficked drugs. Carpenter claimed that while in Mexican prison, Mexican and American drug agents tortured him into giving a fabricated confession. The Hogan brothers were charged with importing and trafficking marijuana. Carpenter was indicted for perjury, and that charge remained pending when the Hogan trial began. The Hogan prosecutor called Carpenter as a witness, despite knowing that Carpenter would deny the conspiracy and claim he was tortured. The Hogans objected, arguing that the government was calling Carpenter solely for the purpose of impeaching him and thus getting his prior statements before the jury. In a voir dire examination outside the jury's presence, Carpenter again denied that he and the Hogans were trafficking drugs, and again claimed he'd been tortured. The district court judge nevertheless permitted Carpenter to testify before the jury, and defense counsel cross-examined Carpenter. The government then called federal agents to refute Carpenter's torture and fabrication claims, 2 of whom testified that Carpenter never complained of mistreatment. The Hogans objected to Carpenter's statements as hearsay, but the district court overruled them. The jury heard about the statements, and the prosecutor argued that the statements confirmed the Hogans' participation in the marijuana smuggling scheme. The Hogans were both convicted. They appealed to the Fifth Circuit.